guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another paycheck breakdown video. Everybody seems to love these videos, so we're gonna continue to make them. Every 2 weeks I sit down and budget my paycheck with you guys, going through all of my expenses, and this is an interesting one because it is technically my third paycheck in November, so it is going to be a little bit different than my other ones because I have less expenses to budget for, so there's a little more wiggle room with the money. So sit down, strap in, grab a drink, let's get into this. So I am going to share my screen with you guys and just show you guys the budget template that I use on a monthly basis. I use a budget template by Coplenty, and I have the link down below and a discount code if you want to purchase one. Now is a fantastic time to purchase a budget template if you've been looking to get one, because we are almost getting to the new year, and if you're looking to get into budgeting, there's no better time than now. This has truly helped me so much, especially the last few months. It really just puts into perspective where your money's going, how much you're spending, especially if you're inputting literally every single purchase. It is a great overall picture of your finances and where your money's going. And the best place to start with budgeting is just tracking. So again, if you're interested, I do have a link down below. No better time to start budgeting than now. So up here is my income section. I will say this month was probably my highest income month maybe ever. I am going to update this to show the exact number. So I do kind of estimate what my income is going to be because I know that it is roughly $2,300. So my exact number was $2,307.46. Then down here, you can set up any savings, bills, expenses, debt. So this is super helpful. I feel like the expenses section is where it really comes in on my week to week budgeting, because I have set up numbers that I feel like I want to try to stick to. So then I can double check in here, see where I'm at. You know, I'm under on gifts, I'm under on pets, I'm under on certain things. So it kind of just gives me a good idea of where I'm at in my budget, especially as we get closer to the end of the month. Obviously there are some things that I am over budget on. Either way, you can kind of just take a look down at the bottom and be like, okay, I've overspent a little bit, but we do only have a few days left in this month. If you watch some of my monthly reset videos, I go through and kind of break this down on a deeper level, but I will be doing that in a few days, so stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to go through and share that with you guys quickly because I truly enjoy using that so much, and I do really feel like it's helped me a lot. I say this in a lot of my videos, but what I really use to budget is my notes app on my phone. Kind of write everything out and then use these little green check marks when I've paid something or it's come out of my account, just so I know that it is paid for or accounted for. This paycheck was for November 29th and it's for the next 2 weeks. So basically I look at anything between November 29th and December 12th and anything that I would need to pay in those 2 weeks. Because this is the third paycheck of the month, I have already set aside my rent from my last 2 paychecks, so I don't have to worry about that. So as you saw, my income was $2,307, and then I only had $30 carry over from my last paycheck, but I think that's because it's the holiday season, we're busy, we're buying gifts. I feel like I did really good this last month with, not overspending. It's been close, but I'm still doing very well, sticking to the budget, not buying anything that I can't afford. So we're doing good. I finally feel like I'm in a good spot too, where you'll notice in this paycheck breakdown, I budget for gifts for Christmas. Whereas I feel like normally I would just put it on the credit card and pay it back, know that I would have to pay it back eventually. Whereas again, now I've set myself up where I can actually afford it, and I still put a lot of purchases on my credit card for safety and disputing charges, not getting my identity stolen, things like that, and also points. But at the same time, I do also pay it off once I make the purchase. So that feels really good to finally be at a point like that instead of just constantly paying back my credit card. So that's just a little win. That's my win for the week. Feeling good, feeling happy that I can budget for gifts and buy things for people that I want. Into the actual breakdown, again, Didn't have to save anything for rent. I did put $100 into our joint savings account. That's just kind of standard, you know, direct deposit set up through my employer or whatever. You know, when you go on and you can make payment elections, that money just goes directly into that account, so I don't even think about it, just so that we're always, one, like having some sort of savings, and two, we do really want to buy a house in the next like maybe 6 to 8 months. I don't even know. Obviously, realistically, I don't know what the timeline's gonna be, but that is our goal. So we want to be saving for that. I actually didn't put anything into my emergency fund this paycheck, and that is really only because, again, I wanted to make sure I had enough to cover gifts and things like that. So I decided to hold off on that just for a little bit. It's only $50 that I usually put in there. I want to increase that, but for now, that is all I put in there. So I just decided not to put anything in there this time. As usual, I put $125 into our grocery account. That was getting super low because we are hosting Thanksgiving and we did buy a lot of stuff for Thanksgiving. We honestly still did pretty good overall budget-wise, but we did kind of deplete that account. So we both put money into that account every single paycheck and then try to stick to our budget when we go grocery shopping. Again, we look at any bills, things like that. So our internet bill is going to come out during these 2 weeks, and that is $50.90. I also have to pay my car insurance, which is $172.08. I also recently this month took over paying our phone bill, and that is because I am now in a better financial situation and I've paid off my student loans and my credit card. To help us as a unit and as a family, I am taking over some of the bills so that he can also focus on paying off his credit card debt and then student loans. Because again, now that we're married and now that we want to buy a house, our finances are ours. And so if I can take off, you know, something from his plate to help him pay his debt off faster, obviously I'm gonna do that. Also, it made sense because I'm going on his benefits starting in the new year. So then he's gonna be kind of making less take home because he's paying more in benefits. So then I'm gonna take over one of the bills that he was paying so that it kind of evens out still. I feel like it's only fair that I should pay more of the bills because one, I make more, and two, I'm just in a better financial situation to pay more of the bills. I took over the phone bill this month and our phone bill is $175. I also put $255 towards my medical coding course payment. I have 2 more payments, I think, to make for that, which is exciting. And I take my test actually in 2 days, so hopefully I pass. I'm kind of just like winging it, mostly because announcement. I know I've kind of made this announcement on like short form content, but I am officially cutting back my hours starting in January. So I don't feel as like rushed to get into medical coding as I had been. I'd been kind of pushing for that because it can be remote, but I would make less money. So now I'm gonna be working less hours, but probably making the same amount of money if I were to work full-time coding, but I'd be remote. So like, I don't know, I'm not as rushed because I'm gonna have more free time. In January, I'm gonna feel a little more relief. I don't think it's a bad thing to have my medical coding degree or certification just in case of whatever. I am happy that I did the certification. It was a little pricey. Again, next month I will have that paid off and then hopefully also have my certification. So long story short, I paid $255 towards that payment. Next is, okay, and I know people might have a little bit of opinion on this and I don't care, but I did sign up for Pilates. For my December Pilates classes, I'm gonna pay $195. I don't know, I think it's worth it because it's actually something I've been enjoying and getting me back into working out because I have not been at all. Yes, it is pricey, but I really, really do enjoy it. And again, now that I don't have any debt, well, I have a car loan, but now that I don't have any credit card debt, I feel like I'm in a spot where I can afford to do that. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've gone to 2 classes so far and I love it. Yeah. I'm just a like part-time worker Pilates girl now. Just kidding. I mean, not just kidding, but kind of. Again, I think worth it for something that is gonna help me get back into exercising and moving my body and feeling better. And again, now that I have a little bit more, I'll have more time in January, I just feel like I'm gonna feel so happy because I'm gonna be doing more things that I enjoy and doing less things that I don't enjoy, which is working. Next, I also put $200 towards my car loan, and then I also will take a look at any subscriptions coming out during the next 2 weeks, and I have 3. So there's Hulu, which is $7.99, my Oura Ring subscription, which is $6.35, and then Netflix, and that's $15.49. So total subscriptions, $29.83. And then I also budget for my cats, and they need cat litter and cat food during the next 2 weeks. I think that's getting delivered Monday, and that will be about $78. Honestly, for having 2 animals, I don't think 2 cats is like very expensive, and I love them, so doesn't matter. I am gonna get my nails done. That is again another luxury that I do budget for, and even when I was paying off my debt, I did get my nails done. There's room for balance in everything, and as long as you're setting yourself up to have these like better mindset and like healthy habits around money, go for it, you know what I mean? But I only really go once a month because I get structured gel, and they last forever, and now that I get them a little bit shorter too, they last like a good amount of time, and I don't feel like I need them cut. So anyway, I spend $80. They do last me about 4 weeks. I get them done once a month, and they last. No chips, no nothing. Last couple things, again, as I mentioned, Christmas gifts. So this is a little confusing because it's broken up a little bit differently because I did already kind of purchase a few of the gifts and I did put them on my credit card. So this is like broken up as like me paying off those gifts and then also anything that I haven't bought yet. So if that makes sense, like I did put $250 towards my like Chase credit card, but that was to pay off, and that's paying it off anything that I've bought so far that I put on there. And then I had another $250 set aside for anything that I still haven't bought. Altogether, $500 for Christmas gifts. I don't have like that many people to buy for, but when you add all of that up, it comes to $1,960. And then if you subtract that from the number at the beginning, which was $2,337, that leaves me with $375 for the next 2 weeks. And out of that, I budget about $160 for gas. So that really leaves me with about $215 for the next 2 weeks. That's what this is here for. Again, I always say this, like I'm big into balance, and I know myself, and I know that I need to leave myself with a little bit of money so that I'm not feeling deprived of anything. And again, balance. That's my budget. That is how I'm budgeting for the next 2 weeks. And then again, quickly, I will just go through at the end my current car loan update because I am hopefully trying to pay this off quickly. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it next year. Hopefully I'll be very, very close at the end of next year, but I would need to be paying like over $1,000 a month to this car to pay it off next year, and I just don't think that's gonna happen because obviously I'm gonna be working a little bit less, so I'm not gonna have the money. But the car loan before I made my payment was $14,735, and then I made a $200 payment, so now it is at $14,535. Obviously this changes like daily. Even when I log in daily, it changes because it does update daily with the interest. This will be a little bit higher probably by the time I make my next payment. I am hoping my next paycheck, I think I'm gonna be able to put like a good amount towards my car, so that's exciting, and that's where we're at with the budget. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very, very soon in my next video.